started out my art career in the French Quarter in a mule barn. I didn't have a job. I walked into New Orleans and with my pants hanging down and said, I'm gonna keep doing what I do. What I do is I see in another vision. I take ordinary things and see different things in them. I paint and sculpt and doing assemblages of recycled material that I'd find. I wanted to make a fish out of bottle caps, so I started this piece, and it's just to cut out a piece of plywood and spray painted upside down to make seaweed, run all over it. It had a background color. Then I cut out the piece of wood. I used to freehand these, but it's much easier if I give myself some restraint and know I can't be going all crazy. You get responses out of kids from 1 year old to 6 years old. Their reaction is what gives me the go-ahead. Their approval, you might say. To start out, I didn't know what I was doing when I started doing this.
What's poppin'? You see, when it comes to your art, man, you can do whatever you want to do. You can create your own world. That man created his own world. You know, shout out to Louisiana. That's my hometown, man. Hey, I love it. Because so many people that are creative, like they're just creative. And in life, you have to learn to use what you got. Sometimes you don't have to move to a new city. Sometimes you don't have to, I wish I was here. I wish I was doing this. No, you have to sit back and think about, what do I already have around me? It's a whole world around you that you haven't discovered. You know, you think you have, but you haven't, you know? And I know I always say, you can move here, go there. Look, man, sometimes, let's be real. A lot of people don't have, especially now, you don't have the gas money to go. You don't have the funds to go places. So, you know what you gotta do? You have to use everything around you. Use what you already have. Use that shit. And when you create you want to get to a place with the art or whatever you create, the music, the beats, the paint, whatever you're building, you want it to touch the souls of people. So what's ever inside of you, you want to bring that shit out, you know? You want to bring that shit out naturally. And I promise you, it's most likely going to come from, especially if you're in your home city, like, it's mostly going to come there, you know? And for me, I'm going to be honest, like, I took Louisiana for granted. I took everything, my whole culture, I took it all of it for granted because, you know, that's where I grew up. So when I moved out, when I moved to Georgia, you know, I used to come back a lot. And then I moved out here. And now I'm seeing, you know, because I tell people where I'm from, and people just pouring out their hearts, telling me all the stories that they had while they was in New Orleans, while they was in Lafayette, while they was in Baton Rouge. Like, they're just telling me all the stories. And I'm like, damn, so this is how the people on the outside of Louisiana looks at it, you know? So, and then I just started thinking about all the memories and everything I've been through in life. And I'm like, damn, all my answers are in Louisiana. But it was so important that I lived life, that I traveled. I went to I went to mostly every state, and I saw how people lived. I saw how people spoke. I saw how they ate. I saw how, you know, what they believe in. I listened to all the music they listened to. Just everything. I got to experience that. And while experiencing that, I noticed I still love where I'm from. And I know if I go back home and do my photography consistently, you know, come out here to Arizona still, man, my shit gonna boom because I will be in my natural habitat, you know? And I'm older. I have a sense of direction, you know, instead of just wandering. But I still love to wander and get lost too. So that's why I have to stay on the West, because I love the West. In the West, I just feel like, man, like, it's like the wild, wild West. And I love that shit. That's the same attitude you have to have. If you live in where you from, if you grew up there, hey, you use every tool the food your mom used to cook, the music you grew up on, the girlfriends you had, the friends you had, the little side jobs you did. You use everything and you tie that into your art. Every job you have or had plays an important part of your life because it's going to lead you to the point of where you're going to be. Every job. So don't think because you're working at Subway or you're working at let's say McDonald's or you any tedious job that you don't really like. Don't think that it's a waste of time because it's not. Everything you're doing now is going to lead up until what kind of art you create. The people you talking to daily is going to lead up to it. So you have to use everything you have around you. Don't complain with what you don't have. Start figuring out what can I use, what beats can I get, the music I can make, what can I paint. Just use everything around you and use your mistakes, use your experience, use everything. The certain words you heard, if you're a writer, just use everything that you already been through and you use what's around you. If you haven't been through nothing yet in life, for real, just use what's around you. Be creative with your life. Everything is around you. You do photography, man, go to some of these small bars, go to some of these old hotels, go to some of these antique shops. Just use everything around you. Open your eyes, open your eyes and open your ears, So let's get it. Let's be creative. No excuses. It's time to create, man. People have to feel in their soul the art that you are creating, and it's very possible. So let's get it.